As the prophet of esports, I rely on trustworthy and meaningful data every day. Data from our research partner YouGov offers the most complete view of esports fans and gamers in the world, providing context to who they are, what they think, the brands they buy, and things they do. YouGov's connected insights and research services inform strategy at every level. If you're a team, a brand, agency, or rights holder, you should be talking with YouGov. Their partners measure and maximize ROI and are telling compelling stories with data. Visit yougov.com/gaming-esports to learn more. Any guesses why they didn't go down this path, to Robert's point of talking about some of the technologies that have made Microsoft maybe more endemic to Metaverse than anyone else?
I mean, that could go back to your PR point and trying to get something out as Facebook is making this huge announcement. But to be honest, Microsoft's never been kind of a company to send out these types of knee-jerk reactions like this. They've been way more of a kind of behind the scenes, build the tech and let it sell kind of company. So I don't know that I see this as a PR move. Quite frankly, I'm a little bit puzzled by it when I look at it from that aspect. So hopefully it's more so a sign of that they're going to announce something bigger that they're really actually excited about. And they're just trying to get early attention on it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, what was this involved? What was the article? Was it was this a response to a question? Because it's not like a press release saying like, "Hey guys, we already have a metaverse." Wasn't it like an interview?
No, it was. I don't know if it came from a press release, but
I thought it was like an interview.
Microsoft is planning, the headline is Microsoft's planning 3D metaverse apps for Xbox and gaming. There was this was not out of some interview.
That was my first thought too, Jeff, was like, is this just a,
I guess
I'd like to,
I'd like to see the source doc, like the actual press release. Now, to be fair, like the headline, I mean, the quote we kind of pulled out that we all honed in on was one about Microsoft Teams, and then also about talking about, hey, Flight Simulator and all these things, Minecraft are already metaverses. Now, them talking about doing 3D, if you can go back, 3D, what was the actual headline? So like, them doing 3D metaverse apps like that is a headline, is it not? Like,
yeah,
3D apps for Xbox is
just feels a bit fluffy,
metaversey,
right? If anything, I kind of like this announcement better, which was, Teams 3D avatars, which you could argue is sort of metaverse-ish, right? And I could see a lot of people using a 3D avatar when they don't want to have to get dressed up and put makeup on or do whatever else to be on camera.
We could do the entire show in avatars. This is a way cooler. This is a way cooler thing.
But wouldn't doing 3D game, like immersive games, like wouldn't that be a story? Like why is that not?
It just seems like a little fluffy. Games are already 3D in the sense that the graphics are 3D, but they made the point it's still a 2D experience. You're looking at a screen. It's nothing concrete, right? Fundamentally, it didn't feel like anything concrete. It was just like, hey, we're going to be working on this. To Robert's point, though, I just want to come back to this question. He says, do you agree that each of these moves are another step towards convergence? I think absolutely yes. The struggle with Microsoft is they're very siloed, right? They have always struggled to bridge hardware and software, and it took Surface 10 years now. How long has it been for Surface devices to really sort of start producing good, cohesive kind of hardware and software that works together well? I just think Microsoft's always going to struggle with a bit of a siloed organization, and we'll see if they can take all these technologies from their different sort of divisions and make it work to build this metaverse. But they have a lot of the building blocks, guys, right? They have all the game developers. They have the hardware in HoloLens and other things. They have the operating systems, right? They have the networking stuff. They have they have a lot of the bits and pieces.
But that's why the announcement is like nothing, because we already know all of this, and all they're saying is reminding us that they've been in this space and that they have all of these things. So that's my sole the fault I find with it is just it's kind of reiterating what we already know or what we can already piece together. There's nothing, again, there's no allocation, there's no budget or branch development or anything. They're just like, oh yeah, we've already been pioneering that space for a long time now.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, we'll credit you for that, cool. Sorry.
Six Cannon says, how did we accidentally skip VTubers for social spaces and into the professional workspace? I mean, well, there's VR chat, Josh. I mean, we didn't really skip it for social spaces, but you're right. That's like an obvious, like Discord integration, I feel like, right? Discord should have a super easy kind of click a button and have your 3D avatar as opposed to yourself or something like that. But in the professional workspace, I definitely see the benefits, quite obvious benefits, actually. Julia says, although that may be weird, by the way, if your avatar in Teams ends up looking nothing like you and you meet sort of your coworker for the first time.
That reminds me of have you guys read about tall Zoom? Like people trying to guess other people's heights on Zoom and say,
so
really tall on Zoom, and in real life they're
that's
short.
Like the first thing I've said with numerous people that I've met, online. Then we finally meet at these conferences and everyone's like, shorter or taller, am I shorter or taller than what you thought? It's really funny.
Julie says, did any Facebook specific products launch after the Meta announcement? It's a good question. I don't think so. I did not see any. In beta, maybe? It's an excellent question. I actually don't think so. I don't know if someone can take a quick look, but
I mean, I guess Microsoft,
Julia,
they've
rebranded, right? Now all the apps say from Meta. Supposedly, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, etc., all say from Meta. But I don't think any new products have launched.
The opposite, didn't they archive their facial recognition software? I read about that this week. The thing that would let you tag faces and photos and things. That was something Facebook got rid of. And it was the opposite of what Julia's asking.
Matt says maybe they had a long-term plan, but were forced to rush it out because Facebook beat them to the punch. Classic Silicon Valley. It's possible, Matt. I don't know if Microsoft would have ever done anything so drastic as a rebrand, though. I just don't see it from Microsoft, but maybe I'm wrong. Julia says, agreed with Jimmy. Six Cannon says, yeah, specifically for common apps like Discord and maybe other similar apps as a side feature. Yeah, it's actually remarkably difficult to get good like VTuber kind of stuff going on. You need a good webcam, but you also need hand tracking stuff like a Leap or something like that. The cam only tracking is also not that great. Like if you want really good, you need a suit and the whole bit. The tech is just not there yet, I think, for total widespread applications, but sort of good enough. Like, will it track my smile and my facial expressions? Probably good enough for a Teams or something like that. Matt says maybe not a rebrand, but a Metaverse-like entry point. I have a funny feeling we're going to see it from Microsoft at some point, some more cohesive branding and strategy. Do you guys think that?
Oh, yeah. I think that I'm sure that this project is more in the works than this article leads on, and I'm curious to see what they have going. But like I said, Microsoft has always been like taking kind of a quiet approach, like let the tech speak for itself, I feel like. So I don't know that they'll necessarily pivot to an entire rebrand. I just think a product will be introduced and it'll maybe start to take over the market a little bit.